What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So the Chicago Bulls have finally done it. It sounds like they have fully committed to going into a rebuild, which is something Bulls fans have been asking for a couple of years now. And now with the Crusoe trade and now the Demar Derozan departure, like I said, I think it's officially official that the Bulls are going towards a rebuild. Of course, they're still trying to trade Zach LaVine as well. Haven't had much success with that. Other than that, though, let's go ahead and jump in and do this post-Demar Derozan departure Chicago Bulls rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Currently on the road to 50,000 subs, so of course your subscription to help us reaching that goal would be amazing. Share scenario is Joda Kelmer's on NBA, of course it's NBA on Xbox Series X. Apparently you can find it on PS5 as well if you're looking for a share scenario. But like I said, the Chicago Bulls, they've gone towards a rebuild. They re-signed Patrick Williams. They signed Jalen Smith to free agency, who's still only 24 years old. Zach LaVine is still here at the moment. They're trying to move him. It sounds like they have to attach draft picks in order to move him, and that's just based off what his contract is at the moment. It's not good. Just not a good contract. LaVine is not the type of player that teams want to pay $40 million to, I guess. So we're going to have to try to find a way to move him. I don't know if the Bulls will be able to, be able to succeed in doing that this offseason. Maybe he goes into the season with the Bulls and they trade him at the deadline and he gets his value up. I don't know. So I think that's probably what we'll do, just based off since nothing has happened to this moment. I think we'll take him into the season. But hey, if the Bulls are willing, or if the Bulls end up moving him, a couple days after this video is posted or whatever, then that's fine, I guess. Let's go to player progression though. So I don't think we're going to be doing anything in this offseason. I think we're pretty much just going to run it with how things are currently, and of course we'll mess with the rotation. But there's still definitely a few steps we have to take. We have to move LaVine out of here. We have to move, maybe Lonzo out of here as well, or not re-sign him. We got to move Josh Giddey to point guard. We got to move, and then I forgot about Montes Buzelis as well. They drafted him at pick number 12, I think it was 11. So pick 11, and then Jalen Smith and Vucevic is your center rotation at the moment. So definitely got our work cut out for us as far as fully completing the reset of the Chicago Bulls. We have a couple guys we need to move. But of course, the biggest thing is we need a tank in 2025. This 2025 draft class, as we saw, there was some tape on Cooper Flag. It looks even better. And no, that's just tape on Cooper Flag, but the 2025 draft class is apparently a loaded class. So the Bulls want to be a full part of that. And I think a lot of teams that aren't continuing right now do as well. So let's go ahead, jump into this season and see, let's see what we're about to run with. So before we have moved anything around, so Josh Giddey right now is our starting shooting guard. And Kobe White's the point guard. I guess that's fine with me. How it's set right now, I actually don't mind. So it's Kobe White, Giddey, LaVine, Patrick Williams, Nikola Vucevic, Audasumu, Jalen Smith, Buzelis, Javon Carter, and then Chris Duarte, Dalen Terry, and then Lonzo Ball is still hurt at the moment going into the season. So I think I'm actually cool with this. We're going to go ahead, assimilate probably to the deadline, and try to move LaVine here as soon as possible. Get his value up. Hopefully he plays well. We can trade him at the deadline. Hopefully we don't have to attach picks to move him. Maybe he's playing at a really good level and the team is willing to take him on. Regardless, all I know is I want a high pick in 2025 to add to this Bulls team. Today's video is brought to you by two softwares designed to make you a much profitable sports bettor, and we're starting off with Daily Grind Fantasy. Their optimizer primarily focuses on Prize Picks, Underdog, Better, all the DFS apps you can possibly think of right now. DFS, of course, is very popular. They also have an AI slip generator tool, which builds out slips for you. But basically how it works, it compares discrepancies across sportsbooks, compares them back to traditional sportsbooks. So as you can see, Lewis under 4.5 strikeouts, minus 140, minus 135. Average odds of minus 137. So clearly, sportsbooks are telling you he is more than likely to go under his strikeout line, which is why you'd plug this over in on Prize Picks. And we found that play just like that within 2 seconds. And another, software that I like to use is Positive OddsJam Positive EV tool. They also have a fantasy optimizer as well. But what OddsJam does, this Positive EV tool actually focuses more on like the traditional sports books, such as FanDuel, BetMGM, and all those other options. I mean, they got so many sports books on here, it's not even funny. They also show like there will be some like Prize Picks plays that pop up in here as well. But yeah, there's all kinds of books you can look at. So for example, Shohei Ohtani to go over a player single. As you can see, if we plug this in on Fanatics, you're getting the best price possible because every other book is only giving you, minus 145, and you could get this at minus 120, which is why it is a clear value to play to go plug this in over at Fanatics. And you wouldn't have been able to find this without OddsJam software. So that is why having these tool having these two tools, if you are serious about betting on sports, is so clutch as a sports bettor. So make sure you're checking them out. Link is down in the description below. Use code Crushables. Percentages off your first month when you use my code. Other than that, let's get back to the video. So we're going to start with the trade deadline as we're 23-28 on the season. If we take a look at the player stats so far, as I wanted, Zach LaVine has been pretty good. 25 points per game. He's shooting 36% from three. We are going to try to move him here. And as far as where we're going to move him to, I'm not 100% sure. I threw him in the trade finder really quickly, just kind of see what the options were before we took a look. But right now we are the 13th seed, which is absolutely beautiful. As I said, I want a high pick in this 2025 draft class. So let's go take a look at what our options are. Now, I did look at this, like I said, and this was kind of funny. I have to show you this to start things off. The fact that I can send LaVine over to the Suns for Durant is hilarious. I'm not going to do this because the Suns would never do that, obviously, but it is funny that that popped up in the trade finder. Joe DeKelmer settings must be, I don't know, they must be different because I don't think we'd ever see that in like a traditional 2K file. But we also get LeBron. Like, I don't know what's going on. Regardless, though, my idea, to be honest with you, is I think I'm okay with trading Zach LaVine to the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I will tell you, it doesn't make a ton of sense for the Nets to want Zach LaVine, and I'm trying to justify it in any way I possibly can. I'm not sure I'm able to. So basically, my thinking is the Nets get, well, that doesn't make sense what I was about to think. I don't know, man. I'm going to try to send him over there. He's playing great. The Nets shouldn't want LaVine right now, but let's say we still attach draft assets to do it. We get Ben Simmons' contract, which expires. We just got to find a way to get rid of Zach LaVine. Now, getting Cam Thomas, I think, is a little rich for the Nets, obviously. So, if it truly does come down to, you know, the Bulls have to attach assets to get rid of Zach LaVine, I will do that. Although I think he's been great enough that maybe we could get something back in return. But finding that, you know, ideal trade route isn't easy. The only other team I can think about doing that with would be potentially the Pistons. If they were still interested in Zach LaVine, obviously there's interest there. But, I mean, we could take, like, Tim Hardaway. I mean, do they have the cap space, or is, like, financial trade rules off right now? I have no idea. I got to make sure they can actually do that. I mean, I think they might still have cap space, so financial trade rules are on, which is good, so that's exactly where we want it to be. All right, well, maybe we could send LaVine to Detroit for, like, a first, I guess. I don't know, because they might still want LaVine. So let's try to cook something up. So let's say we get Hardaway back in return, and then we get, maybe not their 2026 first, they can't send 2027 unprotected for Zach LaVine. So maybe it's not unprotected, but they give us like a 2027 top 5 protected pick. Something like that. So we send LaVine over to the Pistons. We get out of his contract. You know, we avoid having to attach an asset to get rid of him. We get a first round pick for LaVine. I'll absolutely do that. And Zach LaVine is headed to the Detroit Pistons. So we'll absolutely take that. Got rid of LaVine, and now we got Dem Hardaway back in return. He'll be here for 1 year. Then obviously we won't re-sign him. All right. Vucevic would be the next guy I'd want to move. Lonzo Ball is also healthy. I have not played him at this point just yet. So I think I'm going to try to ship him out of here as well. As far as who would want him, obviously he has no value whatsoever. So if we were to send him anywhere, we're only getting probably nothing back in return. Or we could just keep him for the rest of the season. It really doesn't matter. Nikola Vucevic, I could probably just trade in the offseason. So we'll see if we can maybe move Lonzo right now. Like I said, I don't know. Like, maybe the Cavs wouldn't mind taking a gamble on Lonzo Ball. I mean, like, I've always thought about the Hornets potentially just because they have his brother. Like, maybe that would incentivize them. I mean, I can get LeBron James. Just ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. But regardless, maybe we just hang on to him. I guess he'll just play for us and then he can go somewhere else. I mean, he's not going to have a ton of trade value anyway. So, all right. That is what we're going to roll with. And then that kicks Montez Bazelis out of the rotation, which obviously we will not do. Tim Hardaway, you are not getting minutes over Montez Bazelis. That makes literally no sense. All right. We move on. We move Zach LaVine, which is exactly what we wanted to do. We'll keep simulating. We're 23-28. Hopefully Lonzo playing doesn't make us better. I don't think it would. But like I said, I want to tank the rest of the year and have that high draft pick in this 2025 draft class. So Shea ends up winning MVP for the Thunder. Alex R, Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook, 6th man on the Clippers. Wemby, Defensive Player. George, Most Improved. And Anthony Edwards is your Clutch Player of the Year. Nick Nurse is your Coach of the Year. And Bell is your Executive. And yeah, so that's about it. So here's your NBA first team. Obviously, we're probably not going to have any Chicago Bulls here, but we might have all-rookie first-team Bazelis, which we do. W to see that. He averaged 8 points in his first season with 5 rebounds. All right, love to see that. And we are now in the playoffs, which is exactly what we wanted, of course. We did not want to be in there. We wanted to be out of there, and we want to be high in this 2025 draft and hope we get lucky and maybe win the #1 overall pick. But Josh Giddey with 12, 7, and 6. Patrick Williams with 13.5. Tim Hardaway with 14. Vucevic with 16 and 10, and Kobe White with 20. So all that's looking fantastic. Let's simulate these playoffs, though, and let's see who goes on to win it all. And then we can go straight to this 2025 draft class and see what happens. So the 76ers go on to win it all. They beat the Thunder in 4. Just to make sure the draft class is loaded, right? Yes, we got our 2025 draft class loaded. Here are your retirements. So Chris Paul and LeBron James are going to hang it up, I guess. So is Russell Westbrook and Batum. All right, to the lottery we go. So let's see where we're projected to be. So we are projected pick number. So it's going to the Spurs. Damn, we only have pick number 9. That kind of sucks, not going to lie. Wow, so we did not do a great job of tanking. Teams were a lot worse than us. I guess we were just too good. I mean, we ended up winning like 30 games, so that was kind of unfortunate. But it is what it is, so maybe we can find a way to get lucky. You know, we saw what the Hawks were able to do last year. So let's sit back and watch. We got the New Orleans Pelicans with 14. They're going to stay 14. At number 13, we're going to have the Indiana. Actually, I don't really want to watch this. We're just going to skip to the results. Okay. Fingers crossed. Chicago? No, we don't get lucky. So, or we do. We actually jump up to 4. I'll take that. I'll take that over the alternative. So, we jump up to 4. Of course, I would love to jump up even more. Rockets via Washington. Of course, that pick is supposed to go to the Wizards. So, Nets via Houston. That's right. And then Thunder via Utah. So, yeah, those 3 picks are actually or 2 of those picks are protected, and Rockets via Phoenix. So, I guess I'll go ahead and fix those because those aren't correct. But, man, we got the 4th overall pick. I will absolutely take that, honestly. I cannot be mad about that. So, now, Billy Donovan is gone. So, now we can find a new head coach. We have Mark Daigneault. We have Joe Mazzulla, Jason Kidd, Douglas Miles, Billy Donovan, Taylor Jenkins, Steve Clifford, Will Hardy, Keith Oliver, Guerrero. I mean, I think I'm going to go with Brian Keefe, I guess. We can get Brian Keefe to be our head coach. At least he's real. He's on the Wizards right now. We'll grab Brian Keefe. I'll fill out the rest of this coaching staff. We can go fix those draft picks, and then we can go see what we're going to get on draft night with our 4th overall pick. All right, so now we got the draft picks fixed, and we got our coach staff filled out. Let's go ahead and see who goes number 1. So it will be Cooper Flagg to the Wizards. The dream is dead of him falling to us at 4. Obviously, that was never going to happen. But number 2 will be Ace Bailey. So far, you know, those are the 2 guys I would have loved to have had here in Chicago. BJ goes 3. So we have the opportunity to take Dylan Harper here. He is probably the best option here, not gonna lie. Do I take him because we have Josh Giddey? I was gonna play Josh Giddey at point guard for the rest of the video, but I mean, if we don't take Dylan Harper, we do have Kobe White. So I don't know, I'm kind of in a tough position. I know Hugo is also a beast as well. I think some people have, you know, gotten tired of me drafting him. So we got Liam as well. Starter, I mean, Noah. What do we do? Do we trade down? Colin Murray one time went number 1 overall. Do I go for him? I don't know, man. I feel like I want my I want to establish our small for the future. So maybe I just go Liam to change it up because I've gotten Hugo before. So maybe we go Liam at pick number 4. Although not taking Dylan Harper kind of sounds silly. I don't know, man. What do I do? I'll take the best player available, I guess. We'll take Dylan Harper at number, although that's going to, you know, really create a logjam at the guard spot. But we'll figure it out, man. Take best player available when you're rebuilding. So Javon Carter accepts his option. We'll accept Dalen Terry. Qualifying offers Josh Giddey, Duarte are both free agents. Probably won't worry about Duarte, to be honest with you. I will resign Josh Giddey, though, or we could just let him go as well since we just drafted a new point guard. I mean, we could really do whatever we want now. So Lonzo, we're not resigning. Hardaway, we're not resigning. So now I want to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of this roster. So we just drafted Dylan Harper, clearly our new point guard. Kobe White, I probably will play at the 2 guard now since we just drafted Dylan Harper. And I think Dylan Harper, you know, probably in 2K, Josh Giddey will be good. I mean, we could technically keep Josh Giddey and play him at the 3, but I mean, he's just not really, I don't know. It kind of changes the whole landscape of this video. Although Josh Giddey shot 37% from 3 on how many attempts did he have? So he attempted 325 on the year. We could grab him and play him at small forward, although I don't ideally love it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let me go ahead and trade Vucevic first. I want to get rid of Vucevic. He's in the last year of his deal. Everyone else is here to stay over the long term, but we are going to trade Nikola Vucevic. All right, just kidding. We're not trading Nikola Vucevic. There wasn't a single offer that I liked that I thought made sense, so he'll just play here for another year, and then he'll be gone after that. So, unfortunately, just didn't really see a trade. Maybe we take it to the deadline so we can get for him. So, I'm moving Patrick Williams to the small forward as well. So, what I think we're going to do, since we just drafted Dylan Harper, I think we're going to move on from Josh Giddey. I think that's the best way to do this, since we got our new point guard with Dylan Harper, who's probably going to be a lot better. So we're going to move Kobe White to shooting guard. So we'll do that right now. So Kobe White's going to be our starting shooting guard. And then we're going to sign and trade Josh Giddey. That's how we'll do it. We'll get something in return for him. But I got to see who wants him first and foremost. Clearly, there will be teams lining up to offer him a contract, but so far, he has no offers just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait and see who offers him a contract, and that will kind of gauge the interest of who would want to sign him, basically, is what we're doing here. So we do have cast space, though, which is kind of wild. So what do we want to do? So let's go and try to see what Josh Giddey is going to get offered. So he has 6 offers now. So the Nuggets are offering him $16 million, which is interesting. Okay. I don't think he'll accept that, right? So he doesn't accept that. All right, so now he's legitimate offer from the Los Angeles Lakers of all teams. So the Lakers and the Nets want him. Okay, I actually think both those teams could make sense, especially Brooklyn that's rebuilding. Now, the Lakers seems kind of like a crazy destination for him, but Brooklyn, I think, could make a lot of sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to sign and trade Josh Giddey to the Brooklyn Nets, and we're going to get whatever value we can for him. And that's what we'll do with it. So we'll give Josh Giddey a contract. We're going to move him. So we'll send Josh Giddey to Brooklyn, sign him back. Let's go ahead and move him to Brooklyn now. So I went ahead and threw Josh Giddey to Trade Finder to see what Brooklyn would offer me first and foremost. And they offered me Colin Murray and Noah Clowney. So we get the draft rights to Colin Murray and Noah Clowney. Would this sign and trade happen in real life? More than likely not. But since Josh Giddey is probably not going to leave I mean, we really don't know what the Bulls will do with Josh Giddey after his contract. Maybe they re-sign him, maybe they don't. It all depends on how he plays this year for them. But I'm going to go ahead and send him to Brooklyn for Colin Murray and Noah Clowney. May not be the most realistic thing in the world, I won't lie, but the fact that we can get Colin Murray to start this rebuild, I think I got to go ahead and do it. So we got Dylan Harper and Colin Murray. Maybe the Nets just wanted Josh Giddey that badly, and we'll absolutely take it. We also get Noah Clowney in the trade as well. Josh Giddey played pretty good for us, don't get me wrong, but I am happy to move him to Brooklyn. So based off how he played in 2K, maybe he would be worth that much. All right, other than that, I think we're golden. I think I'm going to run with the rotation we currently have. We have a full rotation. Center position definitely needs to be figured out eventually, but we'll address that in the future. So let's go to player progression, and let's see what we're about to look like. So we got Kobe White up to an 84. Vucevic is progressing still, which is crazy. Patrick Williams is up. Audasumu is up, and Montez Bazale is up to a 78. We got Javon Carter up to a 76. Noah Clowney is up, and then Colin Murray is an 85 down there. We could probably move Colin Murray to small forward. I bet he would go up if we decided to do so. I've never had him before, so I don't know how good he is, but I feel pretty solid about the offseason we just had. We got our point guard of the future with Dylan Harper. We still have a pretty good puzzle around him. I definitely have some positions that I still want to address over the long term. I think Patrick Williams is our 3-and-D wing for the foreseeable future. It always seems to be that way for me in 2K, but he's a beast in 2K. He shoots like 44% from 3. Like, what can you not want from that? What else could you want? So Kobe White's our starting shooting guard of the future. So I think for me, it's all about the front court. I think this is all set right here. I like Dylan Harper, Kobe White, Patrick Williams. That all looks good to me. Figuring out what we're going to do with our power forward and center is going to be the challenge today. I like Bazale, but I don't know if he'll develop enough. So that's definitely going to be a question mark for us throughout the video. We're running an 11-man rotation currently, which is interesting. So Colin Murray, let me figure out something with him. If I move him to small forward, he goes up to a 79 overall. So I think we got to do that. So we're going to move Colin Murray to small forward and play him right away. So he'll play a little bit. So he will step in the rotation, which is great. So he'll get some minutes. I would love to see Noah Clowney get some minutes for us as well. So I guess I'll give him minutes. So let's run a 10-man rotation first and foremost. And then let's give Noah Clowney these minutes over Javon Carter. I mean, there's no point of playing Javon Carter, I think. So we'll go ahead and do something like that. So that is how we'll run things this year. We'll see how year number 2 goes. We've embraced the rebuild fully. Vucevic is still someone that we could move, but I think I might just let him expire in the offseason. I don't really know how much value he would have anyway. So we're going to go ahead and just see how this season goes with Vucevic still on the roster. So Luka Doncic wins MVP. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year on the Wizards. Nikola is your 6th man. Wemby Defensive Player. Jarris Walker Most Improved. And Luka is your Clutch Player. Kenny Atkinson is your Coach of the Year on the Cavs. And John Murphy is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, All-NBA third, All-Defensive first team, All-Defensive second. And we do get Dylan Harper making All-Rookie first team as he averaged 16 in his first season, which is great to see. And here's your All-Rookie second team as we get Colin Murray making it as well. So all of that's fantastic. Let's go ahead and see who wins the championship. We're going to have another high draft pick in this 2026 draft class. So taking this slow approach to rebuilding. Our pick is top 8 protected this offseason. Philadelphia goes on to win it all again. Luka still gets the Finals MVP even though they lost, which is fun. But all right, let's get to the lottery. So let's see if we can maybe jump up to that top 4 again. So this year we're actually projected to be in the top 4, so we don't have to worry about jumping up into it. So let's go ahead and see if we can stay in the top 3. And we are going to fall to 5. That kind of sucks. Okay. Well, that's our luck, I guess. And then I think we have Detroit's pick. That's next year, I believe, in 2027. So Detroit's pick next year. They'll probably be good because that's usually how it goes in 2K. But yeah, I think we'll keep the coaching staff. I don't think we're going to fire Brian Keefe right now. We kind of knew we weren't going to be good last year, so I'm not going to fire him based off us being bad. But I think this year I'll put a lot more pressure on him. I think I want to try to be at least a play-in team this next season if possible. So the 5th overall pick, I don't think there's anything else I need to do. So I did resign Kobe White and Ayudosumu as well. I extended those guys. So let's look at the stats, by the way. My bad. Forgot to show that really quickly. So you had 19 from White, 16 from Dylan Harper, 12 from Vucevic, 12 from Williams, 11 from Dosunmu, and 11 from Colin Murray. So all that's fantastic. Let's see how this draft goes for us. So Harrington goes 1 to Orlando. AJ goes to the Wizards. Okay. I kind of wanted him, to be honest with you. I haven't been able to get him in a video just yet. Darius goes to the Celtics. Cameron Boozer goes to, which that would have been a perfect pick for us as well. Why couldn't we have stayed in the top 3? All right, so I think we got to take Koa, don't we? I think we got to take Koa Pete here. I think he's the next best guy, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. Ceiling at his all-star, floor is a starter. Same thing. Peterson, all-star, all-NBA. I mean, Isaiah is all-NBA, although his floor is bench, so I don't know. I think I'll take Koa here, though. 6'8", could definitely play that power forward for us. We're looking for. We said we needed a long-term power forward. We might have just found it. So he ends up being a 78 overall. It looks like Bryce would have been good as well. And then this guy also ends up being a 76. So I feel good, though, about getting Koa Pete. So welcome to Chicago, Koa. And then player options, Phillips. I think I'll decline it. I don't think we're going to have enough minutes for him. And then Buzelis. What did he do last year? 10 points per game. Okay. Probably will be a bench option. I just don't think he's going to develop in 2K, which is disappointing because there's like nothing against him. But if he's not going to develop, what can I do? So we're not going to resign any of these guys here in free agency. We're going to let them all go. But here we go. So we got Dylan Harper, point guard. We have Kobe White and Ayudosumu as our shooting guard rotation, which is great. We have Colin Murray and now Patrick Williams. And then Koa is going to slide down to the 4. So we have our power forward rotation. So basically, we have Noah Clowney as well. Probably as our backup 5 for the foreseeable future. I love that we got him in the trade. So yeah, we are cooking, man. I love where we're at. So basically, for me, the one thing we need is a starting center. That is the main thing we need. And we'll see if we can find that here in free agency. So we should have cap space because guys have come off our books like Vucevic. We're not paying Derozan and Levine anymore. So free agency. So Walker Kessler is the best center available. I don't hate it. I don't absolutely hate that. I mean, I think Noah Clowney would be a lot more mobile than him. So it's like the best of both worlds where Kessler is just a fantastic shot blocker. Or do I go Mark Williams or like Gobert? Gobert at 34 doesn't make any sense. I mean, Utah is already trying to trade Walker Kessler. So I think we could probably get him. And I don't think Chicago would match it. Now, paying Walker Kessler $26 million is bad business, I think. But we do need a starting center. And he's the best player available. And I want to make a run, and it says we have 61. Dude, we have so much cap space. We could sign Durant if we wanted to. We can go for Chet. Now, Chet's going to get matched, clearly. I mean, there's no way he wouldn't. Jaren Jackson this year is unrestricted, so that would be fun as well. But I think I will go for Walker Kessler. So we're going to go for Walker Kessler, and we're going to see. So do I pay him? I'll pay him like Isaiah Hartenstein got paid, I guess. We'll pay him like I said, what our Isaiah Hartenstein got, we'll give that to Walker Kessler. Why not? So let's see if the Jazz match it. They do not. So we're going to get Walker Kessler as our brand new center. And we have all the cap space in the world to go ahead and pay him anyway. So I really can't be too upset about that. So boom, we got our center, which is great. So now we have Harper. I guess the one thing we could potentially use is a backup point guard. So let's go see where that's at. The Dyson Daniels for, yeah, we're not paying him that much. Trey Mann off the bench sounds fine to me. He is restricted. So I'm going to give him $10 million to see if the Hornets wouldn't match it. And we are going to get him. Okay. And now we can renounce everybody else because we're not bringing any of them back. So, boom. That's our offseason. Beautiful work, I think. So, let's go to player progression. So, Dylan Harper's up to an 83. Are developing like I wanted him to. Colin Murray's up to an 86. Or 81, I should say. 83 from Williams. Kobe White an 85. So, all of this is beautiful business. I absolutely love where we're going. Koa Pete will start the power for this next season. Or Buzelis, just depending on what 2K wants to do. But, I don't know, man. I think we could make it to the play-in next year. I'm just saying. I don't know if we will, but I think it's definitely possible. I'm excited about this rotation we're going in with. So let's load that 2027 draft class at this point. So I'll just download the most popular one so I don't have to search Joe DeKelmer's name. All right, so we got power ranking 28th overall. So 2K is still not very high on us, which is fine. We are starting Buzelis still, but if I move Koa P to the power forward, He's going to go down to an 85, which I don't love, but I guess we'll keep him at small forward, whatever. So we'll keep him at small forward. So it'll be Dylan Harper, Kobe White, Patrick Williams, Montes Bazelis, Walker Kessler, Colin Murray, Ida Sumu, Trey Mann, Jalen Smith, and then Koa. So I think I'd rather have Clowney playing over Jalen Smith. I'm not going to lie. So I'll probably do something like this, and that's what we'll run this season. So I will see you guys at the end of year number 3. I would love to see us make a plan run, but we'll see if that ends up happening. So year number 3 comes to an end, and here is your award. So Liam goes Rookie of the Year. Nikola is your 6th man. Defensive player goes to Giannis. Hugo is your Most Improved. Booker's a Clutch Player. And Steve Kerr, Coach of the Year. And Michael Mayer is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, All-NBA third, and here's the offensive teams. All-Rookie first team and All-Rookie second team. So Koa ends up making All-Rookie second team, which is great. 9 points per game, 40% shooting from 3. So he will definitely be a starter here soon, I would imagine. But here are your player stats. You had 20 from Kobe White, 18 from Dylan Harper stepping up this year, 13 and 8 from Buzelis. So that's fantastic. 12 from Patrick Williams, 12 from Colin Murray, 10 and then 10. So all of that's looking great. Walker Kessler with 8, 10, and 2. And we ended up being a play-in team like I wanted to be. We're the 9th seed, so we do have a chance of maybe dethroning the Magic here. So we'll see if we can come out here and do just that. This is revenge for finessing us in the Vucevic trade. Can we do it is the question. And we are going to beat them 107 to 112. So we get a chance. All we got to do is beat the Hawks, and we're in. So let's see if we can do just that. So we do have an early lead here, but do we keep it is the question, or do we blow it? So it's looking good. And I think we're going into the playoffs, baby. So in year number 3, after all this youth movement, we make it back to the playoffs, and now we draw the Toronto Raptors. So the Raptors, they have Quickly, Grady Dick, RJ Barrett, Barnes, Jalen Duren, Jakob Poeltl, Jacoby Walter, Dink as well. Definitely a tough matchup ahead of us. I'm going to go aim rotation for these playoffs. Why not? Koa is going to start at power forward, so it looks like he's earned that right. That moves Bazelis completely out of the rotation. I'm not sure I agree with that, so we're going to go ahead and put Bazelis in over Trey Mann, and we'll see how that ends up going. So here we go. Your rotation is currently invalid. Oh, fixed rotations. I must have not given somebody a few minutes. My bad. Bazelis can get 20. All right. Somebody current round against Toronto, and let's see if we get a game on them. So we do win game 1, and we're okay. We're right there, maybe within striking distance. Maybe we could win game 6 to force a game 7 back to Toronto. We're making things interesting at the very least as a young squad, which I like to see that. And we are going to lose. But hey, improvement vastly showed, and that's fantastic, and that's all we really wanted. Now it's time to build on that. So we got the Raptors, the team that we kind of pushed to the edge, went on to win it all. So that gives me hope for the future for us, because it looks like we just took the champions to 6 and almost to 7. That is great to see. Lottery time. So Detroit's pick ends up being number 8. So we actually might get this pick, which would be fun. And it was top 5 protected, and it does stay out of the top 5. So we get pick number 8, which is great. So love to see that for us. And now we can go see what we're going to do here. So Brian Keefe got us in the playoffs, so we're going to keep him. So we're going to fill out this coaching staff, and we'll see what we get with pick number 8. I don't know if this guy will be able to play for us, but we'll add whoever it is anyway. So number 8, we got Alex Costanza, All-NBA starter. Brandon McCoy, All-NBA. I don't know much about these prospects. Never heard a lot of these guys. So, I mean, who do we take? So we have our small forwards right now, but I mean, you can't deny the fact that this guy is labeled as All-NBA. He played 1 game though and averaged 22 and 10. Don't know much about Brandon McCoy. I guess I'll take the guy, out of KU, Alex Costanza. I live in Kansas, so I guess I should probably know who that is, but I don't. Player options, Dylan Harper, Colin Murray, and Montes Bazelis. We're going to go to qualifying offers, Noah Clowney. So these are only free agents to worry about. And he was our backup 5. So we got to figure out if we're going to re-sign him or go for a different center. So we still have cap space, so let's go see what we want to do with it. So it would be crazy if we sent money at Derek Lively, but that's just too much money at the center position. Now, Zach Edey is interesting. 25 years old, 8 and 7. Jakob Poeltl, very cheap if we wanted to get him back. Maybe I just go for Noah Clowney, though, and call it a day. Yeah, I think I'll just bring Clowney back. We got him in the Giddey trade, so might as well just show for that and, keep someone from it. So, we still have Colin Murray as well. But Noah Clowney, I'm happy to have him back. All right, so do we want to run it like this? Are we good with this? We just added Costanza to the team, and we're just going to run it back. Same team, same song and dance. Although, you have to imagine the development on this team is probably going to be insane. Like, I don't know. I think Koa Pete's going to develop. I mean, what do we do? Do we go to Jalen John? Do we sign anybody in free agency? We could, but honestly, I'm cool with where we're at. I want to see how much this team just develops. I mean, we just pushed, like I said, the team that won the championship to 6 to almost 7. So now Harper's up to an 87. Kessler 86. Patrick Williams 84. 82. 80. 80. 80. Everyone's developing. It's all fun and games. And now we can go into next season feeling very confident about where we are as a team. And low-key, even though it seems extremely early, we know 2K loves their young rosters. I feel like we could win a championship this year. I don't know why. There's something about it. I mean, the fact that we pushed the Raptors to where we did, I feel like we could do it. Just saying. Will it happen? I don't know. But I'm going to be willing to say that it's possible. If Costanza's down here, I guess we can send him to the G League. Maybe at the trade deadline we upgrade our backup center. But other than that, we're just going to see how the season goes. And hopefully, this time around, we just make the playoffs outright and not even worry about the play-in. And so far, we're off to a great start. We are at the trade deadline. I just noticed that Chet Holmgren's on the Jazz now, so I guess we could have signed him in theory. It makes no sense for the Thunder to let him go, but I guess they did. But as I mentioned, I'm trying to upgrade my backup center spot. I mean, Wembanyama is available. They're rebuilding. Oh, no, he's untouchable. Just kidding. Okay, so I kind of have an idea of who I want to go for here, so that's probably where we're going to go with this. So let's go just talk to them now about it. So it's the Atlanta Hawks with Okongwu. I think getting Okongwu would be fantastic as our backup 5-man. Kind of a little bit of a different big than Walker Kessler. I think Okongwu was a little bit more mobile, can defend on the perimeter a lot better than Kessler. So that's kind of a valuable commodity to have. We're a 26 and 26 team. Atlanta clearly is not very good. So I think they would give us Okongwu with no problem. So making $16 million, 84 overall, backup 5-man. So let's see what we got to send to them. So we only have to send him a first-round pick in Cameron Reddish, apparently. I guess we have cap space. Patrick Williams, we could also send in this trade. We can get DeAndre Hunter as a throw-in. I mean, I guess let me just build my own trade. So we're going to go talk to them. He was pretty easy to get, so I don't think this will be too hard to get Okongwu from them. So I'm going to offer no Clowney since we're getting rid of our backup center position anyway. And then we can offer, I mean, maybe we can offer Trey Mann. So Clowney and Trey Mann for Okongwu straight up. Maybe we send a 2028 first. This is a little bit of a gamble. I don't know. Is this, yeah, I think this would be enough for Okongwu. He's averaging 13 and 10 on 33% shooting from 3. Yeah, pretty valuable center. I could definitely see him being worth this much. So we're going to get him. Okongwu, brand new backup 5-man. I love it. I think that's going to upgrade our roster tremendously. Exactly what we needed. We're 26, right at 26 and 26, right at 500 at the deadline. So hopefully with Okongwu coming in, like I said, man, I'm trying to avoid the play-in. But we lose 2 in a row after the trade deadline. Maybe we turn it around here soon. But yeah, hopefully we can avoid the play-in and just get into the offs. How far off are we from being like the 6th seed? So we are like 3 games back. Not too hard, not too bad. So I think we can turn it around. So unfortunately this year we did not reach our goal of just making the playoffs straight up. We're going to have to crawl out of the play-in once again like we did last year. So we ended up literally as a 9th seed in pretty much the same matchup as last year. We get the Magic in the first leg of the play-in. So 22 from Harper, 20 from Kobe White, 14 from Montez Bazelis, 14 from Koa, and then 14 from Patrick Williams. So hopefully we can come in and, like I said, once again, avoid being eliminated here and get back in the playoffs. And I feel like we could give 8th seed some problems. I don't know if we'll win anything, but I feel like we'd still give the 8th seed some problems. But based off not having a good regular season, as we are going to beat the Magic, so that's a good start. But now we got to draw, or we match up against the Bucks, who have Jimmy Butler and Giannis, and they have Capello as well. I guess we'll see how this goes. So this should be a fun little matchup. But I feel like we should be able to give the Bucks the business here and make it in, and then we'll see if we can give the Knicks any problems. But let's see if we get past the Bucks first, as it is a back and forth game, and we are going to take the lead at the end, but that doesn't mean we're out of it just yet. Very close game, and we are going to barely win. Wow, 134 to 132. We barely squeaked that by. And now I draw the New York Knicks, who, of course, have OG, Jalen Brunson, Mikal, Randall Robinson, Daniels, DiVincenzo, Bones Highland, Josh Hart. Just an insane team. I don't know if we'll be able to beat this team. I mean, the defense that this team has is pretty crazy. So, I don't know, man. Hopefully we can get like a game. I'm not really expecting to win this series, obviously. We're a very young team. But, you know, one thing, like I said, one thing we do have, 2K loves their young rosters. So maybe something crazy happens here. Somebody current round, and no. Okay, we evened it up. We're not done yet. We were down 2-0, but maybe we're going to game 5 and make things interesting. But it looks like we're not going to, unless we get back in it. No, I think we're cooked. So, We're going to lose game 5, so we got to win game 6 in order to force this to a game 7. So they're still not sure we want to do it the power forward spot, but now we're going to go and fix rotation up. So we start off with a good lead here in game 6. So if we force a game 7, you never know, but they're slowly getting back into it, and I think we might blow this at the end. So it's looking like we're going to blow this unless we get the lead and hang on to it. It's back and forth so far, and it looks as if we're going home here. So I was hoping to make a little bit of a jump this season. We did not. We get into the playoffs again as the 8th seed, and once again, we give the first seed problems, but it just hasn't really worked out into anything just yet. But we will get there. So let's go to the lottery, and we got 76ers getting 1 via the Clippers from the James Harden trade. We're in the year of 2028 now. I think it's time to fire Brian Keefe and get a new look as the head coach. So maybe Quinn Snyder wants to coach us. We'll see what else we can offer. So Quinn Snyder is an option. Maybe Mike Budenholzer wants to come coach the Bulls, I guess. So we'll get Mike Budenholzer, who is a good coach in 2K and has a bunch of badges. Take that. We got our shot doctor. Let's go straight to player options. I'm looking to just get right into next season, man. I want to be a straight-up playoff team. So we had a couple seconds. We got Dylan Harper, Colin Murray, and Koa Pete. Qualifying offer, or player options, which we're accepting all of those. Qualifying offers, Buzelis, we'll bring him back. And then, I think we pretty much have a rotation set in stone. I don't think we're going to be doing anything too crazy. We have a full rotation as it is. So we got Harper, we got Kobe White, Dosunmu, Patrick Williams, Colin Murray. We have Costanza coming out of the G League. So we should be good. Point guard, we can sign like a Davion Mitchell off the bench for some, I don't know. We can get like Bones Highland. I don't think we need to go and get anybody though. Let's just go to player progression and let's see how it goes there. So progression, Harper's up to a 90. No one else really moved, which is kind of sucks. So maybe we make a move at the deadline. I thought we'd see more progression out of like Koa potentially, but not really seen it. Maybe Williams would go up. Maybe we trade a first, second star at the deadline. I don't know. Possibilities are endless. We got quite a few young players, but I'll feel it out. If we're good at the deadline and things are going well, maybe we won't touch anything. But this year, my goal is to just make the playoffs straight up and, be competitive. So we got a new head coach, like I said. Mike Budenholzer is going to step up to be our brand new head coach. We'll see how this season goes. We're hoping that this year is our year to go on to make the playoffs and be a potential sneaky contender. Well, I wasn't expecting to see this. Dylan Harper gets the MVP award. So, love to see that. 26 and 11 from him. Kind of reminds me when Derrick Rose won MVP with how young he was. I don't even know how old Dylan Harper is for us right now. But as you can see, we went 62 and 20. Dylan Harper is 24 years old. When did Derrick Rose win it? I didn't watch NBA back then like that. So, I know there's some Derrick Rose fan out there can absolutely tell me when he won it. He might have been younger. I don't remember. But love to see that. 24 years old, Dylan Harper gets an MVP. And we got the first team in the East, man. So things finally beautifully turned around for us. So that is fantastic. So the young team thing finally, came in our way. So we had 26 from Harper with 11 assists, 19 from Kobe White, 18 from Koa Pete, 13 from Patrick Williams, and then 12 from Colin Murray. This is why we moved on from Josh Giddey and got Dylan Harper, because as you can see, Josh Giddey, if we go to Brooklyn, is still, only an 86 overall. We have a much better player. I know we could have kept both, but I think this, I don't know. I just wanted to trade Giddey, I guess. All right, so Orlando Magic, we've beaten them in the play-in twice. Now that we're finally here as the first seed, I will end the video in pure rage if we lose to Orlando in round 1 like that. And we are going to beat them in 5. Thank you. Okay. And now we get the Charlotte Hornets in round 2. So we finally win a playoff series in this video, by the way. And now we get the Hornets, who are starting Sid Gee at the power forward. They got Brendan Miller, Trey Johnson, Mark Williams, Tyler Smith, Taj Ariza, Aaron Neesmith, and Chomchi. All right. This to get to the Eastern Conference Finals against a young Charlotte team, and we are going to be up 3-2. Can we beat them in 6? Yes, we can. Let's go. We don't have to sweat a game 7, and now we draw the Cavs. So still have Garland, Mitchell. They've signed Michael Porter. They got Donovan Clingan, Kispert. This is a pretty good Cleveland team. Not gonna lie, their bench falls off a little bit after Baisley, but pretty solid. Michael Porter is like the perfect wing. That's the size in their team is pretty crazy, actually. So here we go. Game 1, 1-0 though. We beat them by 7, 33 from Koa. So he stepped up big time for us as well, averaging 20 on 45% shooting from 3 in the playoffs. Love to see it. Game 2, 2-0. So far, so good. Can we go up 3-0? Yes, we can. And can we sweep the Cavs? As for all the times LeBron beat us in the playoffs when we were the Bulls back then. And now we get the San Antonio Spurs or the Jazz. All right, we're in the finals after being eliminated back-to-back years in round 1 after being the play-in. But Dylan Harper taking a big jump. I mean, just tremendously helped out a lot. But now we get the Spurs who have Lonzo with Jalen Johnson, Wemby, Gafford, Nembhard, Zach Edey is there as well. So they got a collection of backup fives on their bench. Now, it'll be interesting to see if we can beat the Bulls. I don't know, or not the Bulls, the Spurs. I don't know if we'll be able to, but we're going to give it our best try. So here we go. Game 1, 1-0, beat them by 20. Game 2, 2-0. Are we going to sweep the Spurs? Nope, we're not going to do that. And we're up 3-1. And we're going to win a championship in this one. Let's freaking go, baby. So Dylan Harper steps up big time in this final season, 21-8. We beat the Spurs in 5 games. We couldn't get a championship yesterday with the Spurs. I don't know what happened, but we get one with the Bulls. The algorithm loved us today, I guess. I don't know if it's just me, but I noticed throughout this rebuild, it seemed like a bunch of teams had tons of cap space. So I don't know if there's something in Jota's settings that have it like that. That could be a problem in the future. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know if that bothered you guys at all. If you noticed it at all, maybe you didn't. It was just me that noticed it. I don't know. Regardless, I'm going to end it there. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.